What's going on, everyone? This is your host, Zach Adams. I am riding solo tonight. Uh, First off, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a good New Year. Good 2023. Hope 2024 is just as good, if not better. But it is Week 18, last week of the NFL season, last week of our fantasy league. Kern is sick. Get well soon so you can be here next week. Mike had to help his dad. His dad's house is flooding, so he had to go do business. If he ain't firefighting, he's doing something else. So hopefully we get them two back soon. Everything's all right. But let's get started with this new year. It's championship week. It sure is. Week 18, championship week. We have bunch of people already have spots in the NFL on the playoffs, seeding. We'll go over all that. But we are playing for this right here. It kind of showed it to you guys a little bit, but this is what it is. That's what we're playing for this week. But last week, let's go over a little bit. Last week, we had the semifinals, which it was awesome. It really was. Two of the teams, the hottest teams in the league, played each other with It Hurts When I Win, Drew, and the Rapscallions, Ryan. And then we had the two that are sneaky, that just, no matter through injuries or if they score little points or no points, a lot of points, doesn't matter. They sneak their way in. They find a way to win. So it was a fun week. It really was. So the semifinals were as follows. Between Jackie Moon, which was Corey, and the OG Sneaky Snakes, which was Emma, you had Jackie Moon. This was a low-scoring, very low-scoring game, but you had Jackie Moon pull away with the victory, 93.15 to 82.35. Jackie Moon is moving on to the championship. Emma played a good game. It happens. Low-scoring game, but it's all about matchups at this point. Sneaky Snakes couldn't sneak this one through. Corey continues to find a way to win, and his team is headed to the championship. And then on the other side, the two hottest teams in our league, as they've been hot. One was on an 8-game winning streak, the other one on a 6-game winning streak. It Hurts When I Win. Captured the number 1 overall seed, had a bye week. So he was living. And then Rapscallions, went on the incredible run. His team got hot at the right time. But only one can win. And one team lived up to the hype. And the other team finally slowed down. The final score of that, the Rapscallions, 186.8. And It Hurts When I Win, the 116.55. So Rapscallions stayed hot, knocked off the number 1 seed. He is headed to the Rapscallions. Ryan is heading to the championship round against Jackie Moon, which is Corey. Like I said, two teams that are, one manages to win no matter what circumstances, no matter what quarterback he puts in. The other one is red hot. As far as the third place game, it's going to be It Hurts When I Win and OG Sneaky Snakes. So that was two good games. Very end of the spectrum. Drew ended up on the wrong side of the bracket. If he would have played Corey or Emma, he would have been in the championship, but he played the hottest team in Ryan. So, and then I won as well in the losers bracket, and Kern won as well. Meaningless game in the bracket wise was Mike, another co-host, and Teddy. Their game didn't really mean much, as in seating wise, because they play again this week. But it was a hell of a game. Teddy ended up pulling that one off, 181.4 to 167.9. But they are playing for, I believe, 5th and 6th this week. So that was that. It was a interesting, fun week 17. It all comes to an end. This week is the last week. This week is the championship, so we are excited. I know everybody else is excited. It's been a fun year. Like I said, every week it's been a wacky year. Injuries, rest is now what we have to deal with in the championship round. Waiver wire has been picked apart all year. But as much as it's been wacky, it's been fun. Being the commissioner, it throws you curveballs. It really does. And I'm all for it, so it keeps me on my toes. But as we look onto this week, before we get into the championship game, the reason I say me and Kern have a big game this week is, I don't know if you guys remembered, but at the beginning of the season, we mentioned that me, Mike, Kern, my two hosts, and Drew, It Hurts When I Win, all had a bet. It was a bet that whoever finishes the lowest between us four would have to go downtown in their city and play an instrument. So it came down to Mike and Drew didn't have anything to worry about. They made the playoffs. Me and Kern missed the playoffs. I've won 2 games in a row. He's won 1. But we play each other this week. So it all is in the marbles of who's going downtown. Am I going to go downtown and play an instrument? Because I don't know any instruments. I know harmonica. I don't know how to tone it. I don't know how to play it. So it is what it is, and I joke with Kern, but I told him it would come down probably to the last week, and me and him would be playing for this spot. So here we are, week 18. We ain't playing for the championship. We're playing to see who goes downtown, who can raise money, or be out there for the time limit. We will live stream that sometime in the off season. We'll go over everything, the instrument that's going to be played, whatever they pick, the loser picks, where they're going to be playing, so you guys can come out and see them, how much money they need, or the time limit. So it's fun. It's kind of a trial run for next week or next year. We want to put in a punishment. So the 4 of us made a little bet. So it's going to be interesting. So me and Kern are going to be on the edge of our seats. He might not if he doesn't feel better, but definitely has some meaningful. This is definitely a meaningful game for the both of us because neither one of us want to go downtown and make a fool out of ourselves. So that is that. And is, I guess you can say it's a championship for the losers bracket, but I don't want to go downtown. I know Kern's expressed he doesn't want to go downtown. So this game is like a championship to us. So it is for 6th, 7th, or 7th, 8th place. So keep you guys next week. You'll know who gets to play. But let's get into the championship game. The game that everybody is looking forward to is we've played 17 weeks to get us to this point. And right now, it's finally here. We have the Rapscallions, Ryan, versus Jackie Moon, Corey, who has been on top all year. It pretty much had the 1 seed and then went on a little losing streak. Still got the 2 seed, got the first round bye. Got into the semifinals automatically. Played Emma, low scoring game. Somehow snuck it through. It doesn't matter. His quarterback, I think it was Hill or Hall from Minnesota, got him negative points. Somehow still won. And then Ryan's team just, between Lamar Jackson, who led him with 59 points, and Chris Godwin, I mean, there was not anybody on his team that didn't go off. So Ryan stayed hot. is red hot. I believe his winning streak is at 7 right now. Corey, like I said, snuck his way in. Continues to find a way to win no matter what. So this matchup right here is it's going to be good. Like I said, Corey's been on top the whole year, and Brian got hot at the right time. It hasn't stopped. So is Corey going to sneak another one in? Is he going to find a way to win, or is Ryan going to stay hot and just blow away the competition? But as for the projection this week is, projections to me don't really mean anything because, like I said to everybody, if we're going off projections, I would be winning every week. I would be in the championship, but I'm not. But the projection is not even close right now. It's 142 in favor of the Rapscallions, which is Ryan, to 119 in favor of Corey, Jackie Moon. So it's not even supposed to be a close matchup. But like I said, Week 18 brings rest. The people that have already guaranteed buys in the playoffs. First seed, 49ers, Ravens. Ryan doesn't have Lamar Jackson this week. Corey has Mullins for the Vikings. A lot of key players are not going to be playing, or if they do, they're going to be playing for a series, maybe a quarter, maybe a half. So there's a lot riding on this. Like I said, they get this belt, $600, and we will personally deliver this belt to whoever wins. It's staying in Florida. I can guarantee you that. It's staying in Florida because Ryan lives down south. Corey lives right up the street. So wherever it is, we're staying in Florida. We'll make a trip out of it. So that's it. Looking forward to it. We have some big matchups. And like I said, at the end of the day, is draft order. Is wherever you finish this week, win, lose, wherever you finish, is a draft order. So I'm either going number 7 or number 8. Kern's going 7 or 8. Mike, I believe, is 5 or 6. And then you have the third place game between Emma and Drew, which that's going to be a real good game. So it's for 4th and 3rd. Drew has taken over the competition the past 2 previous matchups. So let's see if Emma can sneak her way in, or if there's too many players out for Drew to compete. He did have Drew last week. The injury bug hit him pretty bad last week. He had McCaffrey that didn't play full. He didn't play Elijah Moore, my fault. Jalen Hurts hasn't been performing. Raheem Mostert wasn't available. Cortland Sutton wasn't available. So everybody got hit with the injury bug early. We played through injuries all year. It's just the injury bug hit Drew at the wrong time. So that's it. Hope everybody had fun this year. We'll be here next week talking about the playoffs. We do want to hear what you guys want us to talk about. I'll put a poll on there. Debates, stats, who we think we're going to win the playoffs. Yeah. So it's been fun, guys. I'm looking forward to this week. Last week of the regular season. It's hard to believe it goes by fast. I remember when we were drafting a week or 2 before the actual season, and you had preseason, and it's like, boom, we're here. So I appreciate all of you that have followed us here, that have been here with us throughout the whole thing. I appreciate it. We're here, we're having fun. I do have a little new setup this week. is like I said, I am a big Brady fan. So, Sundays are for Brady. Got the Brady Wall. Got Derek Jeter. I do have a Golden Girls calendar, and on the wall that you can't see in front of me, I have Man Cave Florida Gators. Yes, I'm a Florida Gator fan. I got a W over there for the Chicago Cubs. And the Brady Wall. Let's see if you guys can see that. Brady hat wall. Right there. So, I like champions, man. I like champions. So, uh, there are that Lions game. I do want to get a little bit into that, the Lions and Cowboys game. I do think he reported, but here's my thoughts on that, is Dan Campbell is as good as a coach as he is, and he's gambled all year, is he did gamble a little too much. Is if he would have kicked the field goal when he needed it to, we wouldn't even been in that situation. From what it looks like is that he was eligible. He went over to the ref and said, Jared Goff made sure he goes over. But then again, I don't know what he said, but from what it looks like, it's guaranteed. I don't know if he heard the wrong number and didn't report him or just forgot to report him. Either way, it was a costly penalty. But at the end of the day, is you can't bring it down to that play. Is when you need points, you need points. Because if Dan Campbell would have kicked the field goal, we wouldn't even been in that situation. They would have won. And I just think there's too many times when he goes for it, or is, don't get me wrong, is I'm all for it. Is there comes a time and place, and he seems to know what it is, but sometimes he gambles too much, and it costs his team. And, personally, the extra point is after the first failed, okay, you go after it again. Don't mind that call at all. As it got stopped. BS call, whatever you want to call it, is he was in there. And then you do it and you don't get it again, but there's a flag. It comes back. On that third try, dude, you have to kick the extra point. Just send it in the overtime at that point. Like, don't gamble. I know you want to win. To me, I would have kicked the extra point after the third, like after the second attempt going into the third. That's a third chance. You got to take it. As we know, it didn't. However you see that of what happened, is reporting or not, it shouldn't have come down there. I personally think it was a terrible call. But I think he gambles too much, just wants. I mean, he's been successful a lot of the times, and it's nothing unusual. I think sometimes he does it, and it brings his team down when you just need points. Need points as in you need points to win. You need points to tie. Is just get the points when you can. So it was fun, and then we had the national champion or semifinals in the college football playoffs. Michigan first, Alabama, and that was a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Michigan pulled out at the end. Fourth down, I don't know what happened with the play. To me, it looked like a bad snap by the center for Alabama. Milroe, from what it looks like, was supposed to go outside to the left and run it in. That's what it looked like the design run was, and it would have been wide open. But I think what happened was it was a bad snap, caught him off guard. He kind of panicked a little and just went up the middle. There was no way in hell he was getting that. So boom, game over. But it was a hell of a game. It really was, and it's good to see Michigan, kind of pulling a Brady, is Deflategate, Spygate, whatever it was. They still managed to win a Super Bowl, and having Roger Goodell hand Brady the Super Bowl after all that, I know he hated it, and that's kind of how NCAA is right now with Michigan. Is they're hating every minute of this. They would have loved Alabama and Texas kind of like the SEC championship game because Texas is going to SEC next year, and kind of the rematch of earlier in the season when Alabama lost to Texas. So, but and then you go over to Washington, Texas. I didn't watch too much of that because I was tired. Had a long day, but I know that was a hell of a game as well. It came down to a final play. I don't think it was down to 0, but it came down to the bottom. Batted in the end zone. Washington ends up beating Texas. So we have a Big Ten championship game instead of an SEC championship game because Washington is going to the Big Ten next year. I will say that Michigan has their hands cut out for them for that quarterback in Washington. Good luck. That guy is a monster. I think he is the real deal. He seems to play. I mean, I think he's the best quarterback in NCAA. If he's going to the draft, I think he's going to be the best quarterback to go into the draft. I don't know if he's staying or going, but if he's in the draft, I would take him over Caleb Williams or Drake May any day of the week. So, and a good season for Texas, beat Bama, they lost to Oklahoma, lost to Washington. The fact that they were there surprised a lot. But yeah, then the national championship game between Michigan and Washington should be a hell of a game. And I'm going to tell you, if Washington stops that run, and we kind of saw it with Alabama, as they make McCarthy throw the ball, game over. Washington wins. But you have a good defense, good offense. So it should be a hell of a national championship game, if you ask me. It should be a good game. Me, personally, I grew up in a Michigan household, so I'm kind of rooting for Michigan and the whole NCAA bull crap that's getting put on. They can't seem to find anything, but it is what it is. But I think the biggest story going into the off season of college football is Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh staying at Michigan, taking the 10-year deal that they offered him, be the highest paid coach, or which if he does sign that, is he can't go to the NFL for 10 years. Or does he get tired of the NCAA and say, you know what, I want a Super Bowl now. So he put a lot at Michigan. He wasn't successful in the beginning. A lot of people wanted him fired, but now here we are. So that's going to be see what he does after this championship game on Monday night. Does he sign right away to Michigan on the 10-year deal where he can't go to the NFL for those 10 years? Or does he jump ship and go to the NFL himself and sign a big deal? And he is one of the hottest coaches right now. He's proven that he can win. Went to a Super Bowl against his brother. Had Colin Kaepernick, led them to the Super Bowl. They lost. Good game. I mean, it was Ray Lewis's last game. Joe Flacco played probably the best postseason that anybody could have asked for. Go down as probably one of the best postseason performances ever. So that will be good. And speaking of Joe Flacco, as he continues to show that he had some fountain of youth left in him, as he continues to play at a high level. I understand he didn't play the whole season, but if you would have told me a 38-year-old Joe Flacco would come to the Browns and doing what he's doing, I'd have probably laughed in your face and told you to get out of mine. But you have to give kudos to him, as he's pretty much running the league, the old man, running the league full of young studs, showing them what's up, showing them this is how you do it. The one thing about Joe Flacco is, as I've said this before, is he gets it to his playmakers, his tight end, Njoku, or David Njoku, or however you say his name. I'm sorry that I mispronounced his name. Get it to your playmakers. The tight end position is an important position. We talked about it last episode with the blocking, but I don't understand why people don't use the tight end. Like, Brady made a living off of it. Ben Roethlisberger with Heath Miller. Dallas Clark with Peyton Manning. Travis Kelce with Patrick Mahomes. Antonio Gates with Phillip Rivers. Jason Witten and Tony Romo. And it's like, why are we stopping this? And now we're seeing it with Laporta and Jared Goff. Is why would you not utilize the tight end, especially in the red zone? Is that's what Flacco has figured out what to do, and he's getting it to Amari Cooper for whatever reason. Deshaun Watson was not getting it to him. That is, you guys traded for him. He's a big time receiver. He does have some years on him, but he's still kind of a young guy that still has a lot of talent left. I think it'd be a hell of a story if he comes out and wins the Super Bowl off the bench, living at home, 5 kids. Gets a start, keeps going, lighting it up. That'd be quite the story. I wouldn't mind it. It would put to his legacy, and I think it would guarantee him a Hall of Fame. If you can put another postseason run together, and I think he has the team to do it with that defense and Myles Garrett. They seem to be vibing at the right time. So that could be a team to watch out for. And the game that really means a lot this week is, Buffalo and Miami. Winner of that wins that division. So who's going to take the 2 seed, I believe it is? Who's going to get in the playoffs? Who isn't? Can Josh Allen get a last-minute run? And the throne Tua and Hill and Waddle? Tua has been pressured a lot lately. Hasn't been himself. Mozart hasn't been out. A-Chain did good. Solid young guy. I don't know, man. It's Dolphins had it, and then they're starting to slip. Hill is not 100%. I think that's their major problem. We don't have someone like Hill that can just run and get open, and your whole play calling kind of goes all over. And then Waddle hasn't been completely healthy through the second half of the season, so they've had to deal with injuries. Can Josh Allen not throw interceptions? Lately, he's gotten better, but he's still throwing them. Can he find a way to play turnover-free football? Or if he does turn turnover, not a costly one? I know every turnover is costly, but he seems to make a lot of costly ones in big moments. So this is his moment to take over that division, saying that he's still the man, and make a run in the playoffs. I don't think they will. James Cook has been balling lately. They need to get the ball to Stephon Diggs more. Gabe Davis needs to come up big. I mean, there's another one with the tight end. Kincaid has been on a rhythm this year with Allen, so should be interesting. Buffalo has a good defense. Dolphins have a good defense, so that should be interesting to see what kind of game we get. If Tua is 100%, I know he's going to say he's 100%, but is he? It's easy to say I'm 100%, go out there and play, but it's been a long season. Long season. He's had hamstrings injuries. He's had other injuries, so those start playing a role towards the end, and that's why, having like a seed, like the Chiefs, they already have the 3 seed, no matter if they win or lose, so there's no point in even playing. So they're resting Patrick Mahomes, probably going to rest Rice a lot. He might play a little bit. Kelce, I know he needs like 19 or something yards to get 1,000 yards, so they'll probably put him in, get him to 19, and he's out. I mean, you got to rest. That's why having something guaranteed, 49ers, you can rest Brock Purdy George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo, Trent Williams, that defense, they've all been banged up. So you get to rest them. And I don't think they realize how having 2 days of rest or 2 weeks, because you have this week, which they already have the number one, they can rest, and then they have a first round bye. So they have like 2 weeks where they can get those people healthy, get a game plan going, rest them, ice them, do what they got to do, take it easy, because these next 2 weeks really don't mean much to them. And with Baltimore, Zay Flowers, get going, likely. That's another one with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and Al Likely. We're seeing that tight end group going, but get everybody rested, especially the linemen. The linemen work hard all year long, every single play. So we'll see. And then Dallas and Eagles. I know they're not playing each other, but which one's going to take that division? I think that's like a 6 seed and like a 2 seed that they could possibly get. So that plays an implication. So we had a lot of scenarios and then a lot of teams looking in. Pittsburgh, like we said, Buffalo. Even if they don't win, they have a chance, but they need a little bit of help. So should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait for this week. It's sad that it's finally come to an end. We enjoyed fantasy football. There will be changes next year. And like we said before, we'll keep you guys updated on what happens. Like every rule change, what we're doing, I'm already hearing backlash on certain things. So should be fun. We should go out and, do it all again next year. But this belt right here is going to Corey, Jackie Moon, or the Rapscallions, Ryan. Good luck to them. All season, they have fought it out, and there's only one thing that matters now. It's who's going to take it. So good luck to them. Good luck to everybody else. Emma, Drew, good luck to you guys for 3rd and 4th. And everybody else, draft picks. Draft order, actually. Where are you going? Start thinking about your keepers for next year. It's been a hell of a year, guys. Thank you to everybody that's followed us. Like I said, you guys have been amazing. As we're just going to continue to get better. I am a little bit under the weather as well. So, but I did not want to miss the championship week. Gone way too long. I've gone 17 weeks. I ain't going to have 18 where no one shows up. So, thank you for, listening, tuning in. We'll have a lot on Instagram. Follow us at Sundays Are For The League. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We are on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. We've said this before. All the links are on our Instagram profile. We are as well on Twitter. Just not too long ago, so we're getting that up and going, how to figure out what to do with that. It's new to me, or Twitter or X, whatever it's called now. And we're trying to get on other different platforms as well. So we're looking to grow. So yeah, off season is going to be fun. We're going to talk about a little bit debates. Hopefully next week we have our boys back. At least one of them, Kern or Mike. If Drew wants to get on, that's another thing. Is now the season's over, we're going to start getting more guests on, and we're going to start with our league. Besides myself, 11 others. We might start with Kern and Mike. Talk to them about their season. And then we'll gradually get the champ on, whoever that is. I've had Emma on before. We'll bring Teddy back on. We tried once; he couldn't get on. We'll bring him back on. Like I said, we'll bring everybody back on, see how they like the season, what they like, didn't like, so you get kind of a face for everybody. As I know we've gone 17 weeks, but it's hard. Everybody has jobs, so now it's the off season. Is no one really has to focus on setting a lineup every week. The stress of the job plus the stress of fantasy, which a lot of people don't think it's stressful, but it can be. We'll continue making memes. If you guys have any questions or want us to talk about anything, let us know. Don't be scared. We love suggestions. You don't like anything, let us know. We're here for you guys. So, with that said, as this was a shorter show, like I said, I'm under the radar as well. I need sleep. I wasn't going to miss this. And this is the last time I get to hold this belt in front of the world. So, here it is. I am still the champion. Not for long, but I am still a champion. It's here. It's good to have. And then I will get it back next year. I can guarantee you that. So, Ryan, Corey, have fun with it this year. I'm coming back. I'm taking home my baby. Until next week, till we crown a champion. Be easy, be smooth, and as we always say, stay golden. See you next week.